Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to bout number 9 of the evening. And we would welcome people watching around Australia on 10HD1. This fight is proudly brought to you by Dandenong Car Wreckers. It will be fought under MMA rules, 77 kilo weight division, 3 by 5 minute rounds. And they will be fighting for the MMA Victorian title. Your referee in charge of this bout is Chris Shen. Firstly, to my right, in the blue corner, trained by Dennis Kelly at Team Nemesis. Last night of the weigh-in, he came in at 72.7 kilograms. He hails from Mount Waverley, wearing camouflage-coloured shorts, with a fight record of 15 fights for 9 wins. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenny Yeung! And now to my left, in the red corner, trained by Ed. Last night of the weigh-in, he came in at 76.4 kilograms. He hails from Lane Warren, wearing red low jack shorts, with a perfect fight record, 3 fights, 3 wins. His name, Nick Banjo Patterson. Can I please have both fighters to centering?
Let's go seconds. Boys, okay, we went over all the rules in the rooms. Let's have a good, clean fight. When I say stop, please stop. Touch gloves, come out fighting.
Junior middleweight level, and Nick Patterson at 76.4 kilograms. More like a true, well, nearly a super middleweight, you could say. There's a bit of a weight differential there, about a bit less than 5 kilograms, 4.5 kilograms. Between those two.
Fight! Round 1!
Nick Patterson, we've seen all his wins on Fight Force places. He jumps straight into Yeung and drops in the big knees straight into Kenny Yeung. Before we started, he's pushing him on the floor along the ring into the blue corner of Yeung. Yeung is... Oh, Nick Patterson! A massive move there with a big over-the-top drop of Yeung straight into the canvas there. It was a great effort. Yeung using enormous strength for a man of 72 kilos. Lifts Patterson up off the canvas and then gets a knee working into the left buttock region of Patterson there as they go to canvas. Now Patterson now has got, they've both got themselves in locking situations here. Now Yeung's working away with a fist on the ribcage because he's in a headlock, putting pressure on the head and the neck region there. Trying to gain a bit of submission there is Patterson. Patterson is now stretching out. What's he doing? He's got the legs there. He's trying to, he's kicking Yeung with those legs. Yeung's now lifted Patterson up. He's trying to get out of that headlock situation, which would be causing him some distress, I would think, if Patterson has got the arms around the blood vessels there of the neck, putting pressure on, trying to get a submission out of Yeung in that manoeuvre. And not doing anything with his legs now. Patterson is concentrating totally on the head of Yeung with his arms and body. Yeung tried to lift Patterson up. Yeung would be feeling some pressure. He's good knee drop into the buttocks of Patterson. Patterson again tries to drop Yeung. He wants to get back into probably that manoeuvre as he gets Yeung on the ground. He'll try and get him into another headlock. Will he? No, he's going to use the right arm into the rib cage. Again, punching towards the back of the head of Yeung as he sits there on top of the body, trying to get a manoeuvre going. The ropes are coming into play here, and I think Shen will make them go back to the ring centre because the ropes are now coming into play here. I think Yeung might be resting nearly on the head or neck on those on the bottom rope there, the white rope, as Patterson now boxing with the left hand there, punching into the head region, it looks like, from where I sit, into Yeung. Yeung's trying to stop that from happening by grabbing the arm of Patterson to stop that particular manner of attack. So very unusual, interesting situation here as Patterson comes down hard on Yeung, punches away into the nostrils and the facial region of the Yeung with those fingerless gloves there, padded fingerless gloves they use in mixed martial arts. Oh, he's going to get he's punching into the head. He's going to rip the chin up there and try and bend the neck back on the ladder and get submission out of Yeung. when the knee comes into the head of Yeung from Patterson, he's an experienced mixed martial arts man now, Banjo. Oh, he knows how to play that tune, and he knows how to get the mixed martial arts movements going there. He's quite a tough Brazilian individual. Nicky Patterson there, punching backwards now. He's got every trick in the book, Patterson. Oh, gives him a nice slap across the scon to say, how do you do there? Young Kenny Yeung, as he rolls him over here. Oh boy, what a fight there. Everything, all the manoeuvres in the world we've seen so far in this particular bout as Chris Cheng, the referee, looks at them. He's looking to see if Yeung has had enough with that stretch hold that he's now been placed in by Patterson. Patterson is using strength there, but I think they're going to split here. And now, what's Yeung done? Yeung's got Patterson's leg locked in underneath. Might be stretching out that knee socket, cartilage. Gets up, well done by Yeung there, because I thought Patterson had him nearly wrapped up. Yeung's taken a fair bit of punishment in this bout so far. Both boys strong and resilient, trying all the moves. Both of them proficient in their sport. Nice right hand by Patterson there. Banjo again. Now he's trying to get the head in there. Yeung's dragged his head down as he tries again to get a manoeuvre going there, but Patterson there using punching power into the rib cage of Yeung. Chris Chen looks at them. Good referee, Chris. He knows when they're in trouble and he stops them from going any further. Oh, Patterson there. Having a look at Yeung and has a word to him and then drops a couple of the nice right hands into the mouth to let him know where it's all at. Yeung trying to fight back. Patterson says, you want a bit more of that, I'll give it to you. And Yeung gets the feet going and kicks Patterson out as Patterson tries to come down with another right hand and a left. Everything happening in this fight. Patterson again is trying to twist Yeung into a leg lock position and is pressing the leg into the midsection of Yeung. Getting close to the end of this first round. And Yeung has got, there goes the bell.
The end of round number 1, the Victorian MMA title up for grabs. What a great show of MMA centering Nick Patterson, Kenny Yeung. 5-minute rounds. We want to say hello to John Stamatis and the boys. We want to thank our sponsors. Seconds out.
Judge.
Round number 2.
And round number 2 here between these boys, Kenny Yeung and Nick Patterson. What a superb mixed martial arts bout this has been so far. We've seen many manoeuvres showing expertise in this sport. Both these boys, Kenny Yeung in those camouflage trunks with a Muay Thai embossed writing, and of course Nick Patterson in the red trunks with embossment on the rear end of those trunks as he gets Yeung back on the canvas there with Chris Chen looking again quite diligently at these two lads in these manoeuvres. As we see now, Patterson has been placed in a headlock by Kenny Yeung for the first time, I think, tonight. Kenny's managed to get Patterson in the headlock to try and gain a submission hold, and Patterson's trying to get out of that. I think he'll try a left knee into the buttocks of Yeung if he gets the chance there. If he can get a bit more leverage up, he might start to use that knee into Yeung at the moment. There's Yeung now trying with the right hand, but I think what will Shen do here, he'll let them go a bit longer because Patterson's now punching, so he's indicating to the referee he's okay, and he now broken out of that headlock, and he will get into a very forceful position here, being able to drop some punches. He's trying to push the legs of Kenny Yeung out of the way so he can, beautiful spinning manoeuvre by Patterson. Now he's got a crab hold on Yeung, wrapping the arms around the midsection of Yeung. He's pushed him backwards though. I'm too sure now. He's going to try and put some pressure on the neck of Yeung and also would it be the arm, I'd say. A lot of pressure on that right elbow, but Yeung has used strength to get get the arm out of that position. And Patterson now has been thrown onto his back. He's now been twisted around on his back. Yeung is kneeling over him, and it looks like now Patterson has got one arm, I think, over the head of Yeung. That won't be enough to try and gain submission there. Yeung is punching to Patterson's head with the right hand.
You've got to keep working.
And Chris Chen is yelling at both of them. He's like a coach as well as a referee there at the moment. The ref yelling at them to keep working. Yeung is pushed out. Now Patterson's trying to punch from a very difficult position. He's dropped his knee into the chest of Yeung. Now that will cause possibly some problems for Yeung if he gets onto the right on the chest proper, and can affect the breathing of Yeung. That might find him in a bit of trouble. No, he's managed to get out of that manoeuvre. Both lads have been superlative in their defensive manoeuvres here tonight in getting out of what would normally be regulation submission positions, as Patterson comes in hard with some punching power, really giving it to Yeung in the facial region there with those fingerless gloves. More left hands coming in there. They're flying there like confetti at a wedding coming out of Patterson there at the moment, flying around. And Yeung has been rolled over on his side at this point in time. I don't think I've seen this many manoeuvres in a mixed martial arts fight ever, and it's one of the best fights I've seen in this division. As Patterson, again, using punching power, trying to punch the ribcage. Now he's going back to the head. He's working up and down the body like a xylophone on Kenny Yeung. At this point of the fight, Yeung on his knees. Gee whiz, Chris Chen, he's going to walk around and have a look, and he'll make some decisions in a minute, you'd think. He's quite happy with the work ratio at this point.
Go for it! Go for it! Light them out! Light them out!
There you go, at ringside there. It looks like there's about a minute and a half left in this bout.
Keep working.
Now, Patterson again on top of Yeung, belting down on the back of the head at this point, and giving Yeung a lot of curry for his punishment there, as he again throws in that right hand, coming down hard on the skull region and the ear hole of Yeung. You'll be hearing bells there soon.
Now's the time, boy. Let's work.
Now, underneath there, Patterson is reaching with the left hand. Now, he's trying to actually punch underneath and probably graze the chin of Yeung, maybe give that a bit of a work over. He's worked the head, the ears, the chin, the back, the rib cage. And now he has Yeung in a stretch manoeuvre. He's putting pressure on the neck with the right arm, and he's also trying to pressurise with the legs a little bit around the rib cage, I think. But Yeung again using dexterity and strength has been able to roll Patterson into a position where Patterson is on top of him, but he's going to try and push out from there, I think. He'll try and push out.
Good work, good work.
Not long to go now in this fight. It's been a great bout, very great, good bout.
Blue corner, you've got to work
there's going to be a loser here because they've both been superlative. And Yeung now is in a quasi-submissive position, but he's been now twisted out of that. And Patterson now gripping the esophagus of Yeung again and punching. And there goes the bell for the end of the bout.
Good round.
I think
Nick
it's...
Patterson, Kenny Yeung.
And they're going to their corners.
And we have Frank Lamartina at centering, Australia's best.
We've got one round to go. We've got another round to go in this fight. So sorry, 3 5-minute rounds.
The main sponsor of Mother's Day Challenge Cup.
White there.
Third and final round here.
Come on, Queensbridge, give it up for these two young fighters. A third and final round. MMA action. Let's get it on round number 3.
Kenny Yeung has been great. Nick Patterson has been superlative. They've both been excellent, and it's going to be very hard for the judges, but Patterson probably so far has put on the stronger moves and has had the better opportunity to get submission holds so far than possibly Yeung has, who hasn't possibly really had Patterson in that a particular position, and Patterson has probably had him in a submission position on at least 3 occasions. So if you were angling towards a person in front at this point, you'd probably say it would be Patterson. Now Patterson has Yeung on his back again. Now Yeung's trying to push Patterson away with the feet, but he can't. The feet are now twisted around Patterson's body. He can't get them through to push off. And Patterson's in a position where he can punch Yeung quite heavily with the left hand in the face.
Keep working, lads.
And again, with the fingerless gloves straight into the cheekbone. And now the rib cage working up and down the body, Patterson. Where
I am going to stand you up.
Yeung keeps trying to push out and push around. And now Patterson lifts up Yeung and gives him a nice back slam there to shake up the lungs and the kidneys. Give them a workout on the canvas.
Good work, lads.
as he wants to make sure that when Kenny gets the ice packs out tonight, he's going to have to get half a dozen of them to put them on just about every part of his body. And again, working away at the rib cage.
Stand up.
Now, Chris Chen, he's become somewhat concerned that nothing much was going to become of that manoeuvre, and he's got the boys back on their feet to recommence hostilities. Chen, straight away, Kenny Yeung, throws Patterson, but I mean, it just shows you the strength of Patterson. Yeung was trying to throw him to the canvas and Yeung ended up on the canvas prior to Patterson landing there, and now Patterson's on top of Yeung, and again has the right hand working on the ear hole, the right ear hole, and the head region of Yeung with punching power. And now he's twisted Yeung around. He's on the far side of the ring. Patterson on top, trying to again balance so that he can start throwing some punches. I would tend to think Yeung will need to break out of there, because Patterson again throwing scoring punches with Yeung in a poor position there for him. He can't do anything from there. He should be trying to push. If you've got enough strength that you need to try and push up, but he's managed to get around Patterson here. Now Patterson's on the canvas, and Yeung's throwing punches into the head region. Chen is breaking them up because they're on the ropes. They'll now have to recommence those hostilities from the middle of the ring in the same position they were in.
Don't start yet.
And
don't start yet.
That is how it works here, because we can't have cages. So once the boys get to the ropes and they're nearly outside the ropes, or a portion of the body outside the ropes, they end up going back to ring centre and rejoining themselves in the position they were in at the side of the ring. And the big knee coming in there from Yeung, straight into the buttock region of Patterson there. He would have felt that, no doubt.
He's got to work, I'll stand you.
On the right side of his upper hamstring and thigh, the buttock and the side of the back there, receiving some punishment from Yeung. He now has Patterson in a crab position for some reason there. Now Chris Chen not happy with that manoeuvre, wasn't really going anywhere. And they touch gloves, and the boys are back. Oh, nice left jab from Patterson on Yeung. And a nice knee being raised there, but Yeung's got good knees working as well, as Patterson tries to stop that from taking place. No doubt he knows that Yeung is pretty good with the knee action, and he's managed to get him back on his back there at the ringside near the rope area. Are they touching? No, they're not touching the ropes yet. Patterson is slapping and punching with the left hand up and down the head of Yeung. Now he's going to twist him. He's going to try and flip him, I think, here, to give him another drop on the back, I think, and shake up the vertebrae a little bit. Possibly. No, he wasn't able to do it because Yeung has stabilised himself, centralised his body weight over Patterson's body, and now punching again with the right hand, and the back of the neck and the head, as Patterson now finds himself in a difficult manoeuvre. But he does have Yeung's head bent downwards, so that it's stopping Yeung from using his full shoulder stretch power to drop in the appropriate level of punches that he would prefer to be throwing. Patterson now twisting in Yeung around.
You've got to work.
Yeung, who was on top of side on prostate Patterson.
Come on, ladies, going to bring it home for these two boys, Kenny Yeung, Nick Patterson. We're in the last round.
Shen doesn't like it, and he gets them again to stand up and reconsider themselves in ring centre.
20 seconds.
As again he comes in with that right hand, Yeung, but Patterson again wants to get the boy down on the canvas. He wants Yeung down there, and he's going to backdrop him again, shake up the kidneys, shake up the lungs, the vertebrae.
Come on, finish strong,
and a bit more bruising there to add to Yeung's
We get the
process, and there goes the bell.
Two fighters, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, well done.
Exponents of MMA, Nick Patterson, Kenny Yeung.
Leave it up to the judges, but I think
representative from Dandenong, was Michael Vukovic, please.
Patterson has done enough to get home, but I'll leave it up to the expert judges. Judges of mixed martial arts here in Victoria will no doubt present the appropriate and correct result in the circumstances.
Good fight, lads. Good fight. Great fight. Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 awesome MMA rounds, they're fighting for the vacant MMA Victorian title. Your winner and new MMA Victorian champion, Nick
shake hands, lads, shake hands. Great fight. Great fight. Well done.
Can I please have a word with both boys?
Get that.